Hello, Aliyah. This is Mr. Schrader with your final day midterm review. I identified two skills via your exit tickets that you were a little weak on, needed a little help with. So I'm going to do two example problems, and hopefully these will help you. This first one was write an expression relating the number of boxes B and the number of donuts D. One box contains 12 donuts. So the way that we want to think about this is we want to make a table. How many boxes do we have versus how many donuts we have? Now we know when we have one box, we have 12 donuts. So by the same extension, by two boxes, we'll have 12 times 2, 24 donuts, and three boxes is going to be 36 donuts. So what are we doing to the values on the left to get the values on the right? Well, 1 to 12, this looks like maybe adding 11. 2 to 24 is definitely not adding 11. So what we're actually doing here is we are actually multiplying by 12. 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 12 is 24, 3 times 12 is 36, and by the same extension, no matter what B is, we're going to multiply it by 12 to get D. So we know we need to relate B and D, and we're always going to multiply 12 by B equals D. So it is 12B equals D. It is not 12D equals B, it is 12B equals D, and the reason is because of this. So the second problem is convert y equals negative x plus 3 into a table. They will give you an equation, and they want you to put it in table form. The blank table will be provided to you. Now remember, for x values, we can choose whatever values we want. Negative 10, 100, 25, 5.2, anything. What I always do, I always start with 0. That's a typically really easy one to compute. And then I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We get to choose these. The next thing that we do is we start plugging in these x values into our equation. So y equals negative 0 plus 3. Negative 0 is the same as 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. So we fill in the y there. Next one. Y equals negative 1. Plus 3, negative 1 plus 3 is 2. Next one, y equals negative 2 plus 3. Recall that we're just throwing these x values into this x right here. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1, so I'm going to put the 1 there. Next one, y equals negative 3 plus 3, that's 0, and you've probably picked up the pattern by now. Negative 4 plus 3, and that is negative 1. So this is our final table answer. We are going to convert this table into a graph. So when we look at our graph, they will give you a blank graph template. The first thing that we want to do on our graph is label our axes. So I'm going to put the x on the horizontal, put the y on the vertical. So this is 0, 0 right here. This is the origin point in the middle. It moves 0 in the x, 0 in the y. So the first point that I'm going to plot is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 in the x, so I move nowhere x, and 3 in the y. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 slots up. And this is my point, 0, 3. The next point that I'm going to count is 1 in the x. 1, 2 in the y. So 1 over in the x, 1, 2 in the y direction. So this is why we label our axes, because we need to know which one is y and which one is x. The next point is 2 in the x, 1 in the y. So I'm going to count 2 over in the x, 1, 2, and up 1 in the y. So at this point we can form our line. 3, 0 is going to work the same way. 1, 2, 3 in the x, 0 in the y. And 4, negative 1 is going to work the same way. So I'm going to connect the 4 dots, and that is my line. This is the graphical representation of the table. The table is the tabular representation of the equation. They are all three showing the same information, just in different forms. So good luck with the midterm tomorrow, Aliyah. I hope this helped.